And welcome back. The federal government is offering much needed help to families who lost a loved one to COVID-19. The money is being offered through FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency.
Susan Simon explains how to apply and what the money means to a local family who suffered a terrible loss.
He was a wonderful man. He was very humble. He was a great family man.
For Pam Bark and many others in the Green Lake County community of Marquezan, the return of a new school year has been bittersweet.
He was a man of faith, and he had a really good sense of humor.
Last summer, Marquezan's beloved superintendent, teacher, and football coach, Dwayne Bark, started showing symptoms of COVID-19.
Dwayne ended up getting tested. He was positive. It was on Monday. By Thursday, I believe, I ended up in the hospital. The next day, my mom, who was living with us at that time, went into the hospital, and the day after, my daughter went into the hospital.
Pam and her mother spent 3 weeks in the hospital, but it was Dwayne who was hit the hardest.
His condition started to deteriorate even more, and one morning they came in and said, we're going to have to induce a coma and put you on the ventilator.
Dwayne fought for 3 months on a ventilator in the ICU. He passed away October 7th, 2020, at the age of 61.
The last moment before he passed, he opened his eyes and looked up at heaven and took a deep breath, and he had tears coming out of his eyes. And I think that was beautiful.
Pam held a memorial service in July and made sure it was a celebration of Dwayne's life, whatever the cost.
There's a lot of hidden expenses. There's hidden expenses with a burial plot, with a tombstone. Those are things people don't always look at because they think that they're going to have time down the road.
The families that are actually having to apply for these monies, this money's coming out of their direct pocket.
Jim Wolf is the president of the Wisconsin Funeral Directors Association and owner of Epfel Wolf Funeral Home in Janesville. What is the average cost of a funeral today?
If we're talking like a full casketed remains kind of funeral, a burial in a local cemetery or a cemetery, we're anywhere from the ballpark of $11,000 to $15,000.
Funeral assistance available from FEMA has been extended indefinitely. Eligible applicants can receive up to $9,000 for reimbursement of funeral costs.
There's no deadline to apply, but there's also no reason to wait.
Dan Schulman is a FEMA spokesman.
Individuals will need to submit a number of pieces of documentation. First and foremost will be a death certificate for the person that they lost, whose funeral expenses they paid for. The only time restriction is that the death has to have occurred after January 20th, 2020.
This is the first time the federal agency is using a call-in only application process with FEMA's toll-free number.
This is a completely manual process. You will talk to someone when you call. It's not an automated system. The current wait time to get connected to a live operator is less than a minute.
FEMA has provided over $1 billion so far to assist with funeral costs. Almost $19 million of that has gone to Wisconsin.
If you unfortunately lost someone, paid for a funeral in Wisconsin as a result of COVID-19, please call us, get registered, and let us work through your application. We can't bring your loved one back, but we can help ease the burden of their loss.
Life is unpredictable. Don't put off that bucket list. Don't put off that vacation. Don't put off anything, just because the timing isn't right. Until you lose somebody so close, you have I don't think anyone has any idea how it tears you up inside.
And that was Susan Simon reporting. The toll-free number to apply for FEMA funeral assistance is on your screen. It is 844-684-6333. Pam is in the process of writing a book about her experience to help people through the COVID grieving process.